I'm Dr. Jeff Meldrum, and you're listening to Squatch Talks podcast. Thank you for squatching. Thank you.
So we're excited to talk to you. There's so many things, of course, that go through my mind. Of course, like I was saying, I met you at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference in 2019. My
Okay.
wife Heather and I, and of course, we got our copies of the book you wrote, Sasquatch: Legend Meets Science. Got my autographed copy here. I'm the only health food store in America, Dr. Meldrum, that has a Bigfoot museum built right inside.
That's great. Yeah.
Complete with track casts.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Including the one that I called you about from Walla Walla, Washington.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember I told you it cracked?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Did it
Originally,
all right?
it only cracked right through the middle when I pressed down. Okay, it only cracked right through the middle.
Yep.
Then, see, the real deal is I was making a mold. Okay, and they sent us the raw materials. And it got stuck inside. It didn't release.
Right.
Because it was rubber. Okay. So it got destroyed. I don't know if you can see, but there's a number of chips and cracks. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can still read the autograph.
There you go.
Which I'm proud of. And it looks pretty decent for
it does. Yeah.
A cast that went through what it did. But that was a learning lesson for me. I will never, ever use something that's as important and that means as much to me as this again to make a mold or a recast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. So thank you for your advice on repairing that.
Glad that could help.
Oh, and this, you know what? I got the Elmer's glue, like you mentioned.
Right, sure.
And it's funny because remember I said to you, I was thinking Gorilla Glue would be appropriate, you know?
And that would work. I mean, it's a variation on that theme. It has just a little more some adhesive element in there, I think. But well, we're quickly getting to the point where with these higher level iPhones, the LiDAR apps that allow you to do 3D scans, plaster is going to become a thing of the past. So it won't be too much longer. I think we won't have to schlep plaster around when we're backpacking or hiking, as long as you've got battery power.
That's true. It's funny you mentioned that because in the episode that you did with Monster Quest, I think it was the part 2 though with Snellgrove. I got to ask though, because I've heard you say this, I think that the thing that may have initiated the response was somebody urinated off the porch of the cabin. Is that correct?
Well, it was either that or the other theory. Yes, the Doug's son, Dwayne, was the outhouse was back about 30 yards behind the cabin, right at the edge of the tree line.
The rocks were being thrown there. Was that a little more intense than it looked like on TV?
Well, it depends on who you asked. When the rock hit the roof, and resounded pretty loudly, I was facing in that direction. I had my back to the lake and was facing the cabin. We were standing around a big kind of culvert fire pit, and we would routinely be up, late each night. And this was, it must have been somewhere between 1 or midnight and 1. It was after midnight at least. And so I saw just out of the corner of my eye, I caught the motion and looked up just in time to see the rock bounce across. And but most of the rest of them mostly just heard the report of that golf ball size rock bouncing across the corrugated roof. So they freaked out. Just went
beeline
the cabin like a little line of peahens. I jokingly teased them, and I'm sitting here saying, "Why? Where are you going? Where are you going? This is why we're here."
Right.
And, it was hilarious though, because there was, because of the height of the culvert around the fire pit, there was a long shadow cast down across the ground there, and it kind of obscured some of the chopped up firewood. And so as I took a side step to get their attention, I stepped on one of those pieces of firewood and rolled my ankle and just went down like a rock. Well, they thought I had been hit by a second rock.
Oh,
To their credit, they came out to my rescue, and I was further chided him. Oh, we were going in to get the cameras. That was their excuse.
Mhm.
Was
So,
Doug running into the cabin also?
yeah, Doug was at the front of the line, I think. No, he was. I mean, then we did what wasn't portrayed is we did venture out into the woods. We had some very early versions of thermal cameras and of course night vision, and so we were scouting out. I mean, it's just kind of treacherous because you're on the Canadian Shield. It's very rocky.
Oh,
I mean, that lake we were beside, there were it really wasn't at its deepest point more than say 15 feet, and it's just like a big puddle with a rock bottom. It's like a dish, and there's all sorts of crevices though, and the ground is moss covered, so it's like booby traps all over the place. So when you go off trail, there is just a few portage trails between lakes. You go off trail, you're kind of having to be very cautious in walking. You're taking your life, not your life necessarily, but your legs. You might step into a 2-foot crevasse there and snap a tibia. So
and you're not close to any hospitals in the area.
No, I mean, airlift is all you've got. And so anyway, that was the unfortunate blurb, little soundbite that got used was a comment that Kurt Nelson made, and that was here we are cowering in the cabin. Well, he he was a little bit traumatized. He went on this trip rather skeptical. And when this series of things happened, it really impacted him. And so he made that comment, and I got so much mail, so many emails with people chiding me then or admonishing me. What are you doing cowering in the cabin? Why aren't you out there looking? I says, we were. You don't understand what happened.